Thank you, Jeff. No audio on YouTube. There was no audio anywhere. That was my fault. So we're good to go now. So hey, good morning, everybody. Now that I've got audio going, that was a fun little mix-up. All right, so we just recycled our 500 coin, got a 750. That was a lot of fun. We get to attack with 45 creatures to complete that quest and 30 red or white spells. So the thing is, I was just saying that I've been thinking about if there's any new jank ideas I can come up with for a deck to build. But since we have this red or white sitting here that we need to complete, I think what I'd rather do instead is play with a fairly janky deck that I've already got. Now, I use that term loosely with this deck because this is a deck that was intended to be built. So I think that's the one thing when you talk about jank, it's typically something that maybe either wasn't necessarily intended or it was intended, but it's not going to be competitive. But the warrior equipment deck was definitely, I think, intended to be competitive. So I use the term jank loosely here, but it's still not a super high tier. And the good thing is there's a lot to play with here as far as what we've got to work with. So I did play this on the stream. It might have been yesterday. My days all run together, so I totally forget. But here's what I found out. One of my favorite cards, I would say not just in Historic or Arena, but I own a foil copy of Helm of the Host. So it's probably one of my favorite cards, period. As much as I like having it here, it's simply not conducive to the way this deck wants to work. This deck wants to be very, very aggressive, and it wants to hit some really weird, cool stuff early on. And by the time Helm of the Host actually, and there's no ramp, right? So it takes forever to not just get this on the field, but to equip it. By the time we get things going, Helm of the Host, it's going to get cut. Not to mention, we probably need to make some cuts anyway. So Chandra, there's no need to put her in this deck other than I pulled it, and why not? And actually, the last game I played with her, or with the deck, she did some work. So, there's that. Okay, the last time we played, I also mentioned I love this card and hate this card at the same time. I typically find myself forgetting that she's a knight, and that doesn't work as well because this deck wants to equip warriors. But, that being said, she does so much work, I think it has to stay. And other than that, I think we may go play it. The only thing is now I'm wondering, should I go ahead and try to figure out how to... Because so even though we're aggressive, I think if we could do something more on from the standpoint of removal or interaction. But I'd have to do some cuts, some major cuts to do that. I think we're just going to go play. We're just going to go play, and we're aggressive, and if that works, then we're golden. If it doesn't work, I don't know. But we're going to attack with 45 creatures fairly easily with that deck, and definitely going to get our red-white. So it's going to be great for quests. I really enjoy the deck, so let's see what happens. So yeah, during the day, I teach virtually. And so I am constantly switching back between my personal and my work computer right here side by side. And so when I do all that switching around, a lot of times I'm turning off my microphone. And that's what happened this morning. I forgot to turn it back on. So our low mana curve in this deck is super helpful for not having to do a lot of mulligans. So 2 land was an easy call here. So I think even though this is a good card, I have 1 in hand, and being legendary, it's not like I can play them both at the same time. I'd rather go find the mana. So let's go find land with that scry. And I will say, even though I'm not crazy about the scry lands because it's hard to lose a gold spot in a pack to a land that comes in tapped. Did I say gold? I meant rare. That's funny. It's early in the morning. It's hard to open a pack and find out that your rare spot is a land that comes in tapped. I have come to accept the fact that scrying is very helpful, though. So I understand to a certain degree why it's rare, but it's the fact that it comes in tapped. Like, that is so lame for a rare land. I don't know. I just don't know if scrying is enough of a payoff for it to come in tapped. But that's the choice they made, and that's what we got. So I think the biggest thing I found is I just don't want to play too many of them. Like, they are helpful, but if you have too many, then you just got a bunch of tapped lands, and that's not good. Alright, speaking of not good, this is a weird draw. I have no equipment so far. I don't have some of my bigger creatures. I mean, this will be a bigger creature when it gets equipped, but they're going to choose a card to discard. Well, okay. Not much of a choice. And what was the stipulation? 3 or greater. That's funny. That was a waste of 3 mana. Wow. Who we're playing against? Parasita? Alright. So I went to the gym late last night. And I really enjoy going at odd times and being the only person, not only person because my boys and wife and I all go. And I love being the only one there, though. Like, we went to the back room and we're tossing the medicine ball, which I don't know if if we were getting quite the workout we were supposed to. We were just really enjoying ourselves. But yeah, it was really great. Only ones there, just kicking it. Really good bonding. Never would have thought that. Never would have thought going to the gym would be such good bonding. But I recommend it now. Highly recommend it. Speaking of family, got a early morning message from a friend in Africa, and he is a new dad. His son, I'm pretty sure. Oh, was it a boy or a girl? Pretty sure it was a boy. Was born like maybe a month ago, 2 months, somewhere in there. I forget exactly because I haven't talked to him a ton. And that was kind of the thing. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry we haven't talked much." And he's like, "I'm so busy and lots of sleepless nights." And I'm like, "Yep, there are lots of sleepless nights." So, shout out to any new dads out there. Not me. I'm done with the new dad stuff. I will take my teenagers over your baby any day. Duress. Well, he is really trying to make me discard. Let's see. So we're copying, but that wasn't his first, so he couldn't copy that one. Is that right? Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery. Okay, now it's over. This is what this deck does best. Like, this is where it's at. As long as he doesn't have any response, and maybe he does, but I don't think there is a response here. Like, I'm not even gonna declare attackers first and see what happens. I'm just gonna do it. Like, he could flash something in and I regret it, but all right, well, he had a response. If that had gotten through, that was game over. And again, that's why this deck is so fun. Because this is one of those weird cards that it's really, really good and also really, really bad. Like if you don't have something like that to just be able to equip it real quick, then it kind of doesn't work very well. Oh my, this double vision might put us over. Or let's see, might be the thing that ends it. I don't know if we can keep up with double vision. I mean, we got no cards. And I have some card draw in this deck. I mean, we have SRAM, which I want more copies. We may actually spend more wild cards on SRAM to get more card draw. That would be good, because now I'm sitting on nothing. This is not good. So, yeah, we might go get more SRAM for card draw. But Akiri draws cards, and our Planeswalker is practically card draw at times. So it's not that we don't have card draw, but we're not hitting it right now, that's for sure. And he's definitely starting to stabilize over there. I mean, I'm not... Ooh, now that looks bad. Quadruple vision. Oh my goodness, it's quadruple vision. Okay, so if this was hasty, it would be over right here again. But because it doesn't have haste, we're probably going to lose that creature and lose the game at some point. Probably soon. The worst part about it is, like, I have creatures with haste. I have, like, all the tools. But sometimes this deck doesn't get everything put together and lined up the way it needs to. In a nice, timely fashion. But... So he's going to gain life by exiling creatures from my graveyard. And drawing cards. Yikes. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Turn that off. That's the wake up alarm. See what I'm having to do? I'm having to wake up so much earlier to get on here for you guys. I'm just kidding. It's for me. It's for you too. But... I'm loving this. I needed something to make me wake up earlier, so this is pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to decide. I mean, I don't know what... Okay. I will say, this is what's really cool about playing Historic. I don't think I've ever seen a deck quite like this. I mean, Double Vision is a thing, but I haven't seen people using it much. Yeah, I don't know that I've come across this deck yet, and so it's not that hard to show up and play against something out of the ordinary in Historic. You're not going to get that in Standard much. I mean, even though there is a relatively clear meta in Historic, I feel like it's pretty healthy. There are days, depending on what deck I play, that I do see way too much Ramp to Ugin. Like, that's just... the only variation is, today we'll Ramp to Ulamog. Like, there is too much of that. But outside of that, it does feel like it's a pretty healthy mix in Historic. So, I mean, maybe we can get there if he just doesn't draw the right cards, but I really feel like this game is over. We're just hanging around. So we might just jump out of this. This is not that entertaining. It's not entertaining to me. You might be entertained by watching me just get smashed with cards like Cling to Dust over and over again. But I am not entertained. If you haven't seen the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, you should. And then you would recognize the line, "Are you entertained?" I am not entertained at the moment. Hopefully you are. Yeah, now he's got card draw going. This is over. I mean, yes, it's possible to win, but I'm just not sure if I want to play this out or not. I should have went and got a plains there. You know what? Does Embercleave give haste? I do have an Embercleave somewhere. Unfortunately, I only have one copy. Maybe that's something I should use more wild cards on. Alright, we'll go there. I wish this gave haste, but it doesn't, so we'll wait a turn. Make him think we got something really good. Because we're holding out. Oh, no way. That's insane. Okay, let me change my mind here. I might be slightly entertained now. This might be one of those losses where I think I might want to stick around to see it. He's got 3 double visions on the field. What do you even call that? I mean, 2, I get quadruple. What's 6? That we'll say 5 sides is a pentagon. What is 6? What are we calling this? This is crazy. Like, why would you do that? It's your first spell. And you're gonna make me discard the 1 card 6 times? Does he not have anything? What is going on here? Okay. So what is this going to come out as? Just a 2/2? Alright, well. Let's see. So this is twice the number of equipment you control to a creature. That's not helpful. Gosh, I want haste so bad. Alright, let's see if this gets us anywhere. Okay, so you guys watching on Twitch and YouTube, you show up to the channel and you know exactly what you're looking at, right? You're looking at a MTG Arena stream. Hopefully my new title worked. I tried to change the title to historic so you may have an even better idea of what you're looking at. So I'm also streaming on Facebook. I couldn't get it to go to my gamer page yet. I'm still working out some kinks, right? I'm new at this. No big deal. So it's going to my personal profile. So all morning long, I watch people jump on because they see that I'm streaming live. But it's all people who are in my friends group, which is a little bit of a crazy group. And I would say 99%. I mean, I don't know how many friends I got on Facebook right now because I've tried not to. I'm trying to find a more healthy relationship with Facebook, which means basically put it down more. So I don't know. I think I'm in the neighborhood of 600, which I find hilarious because my mom, who is in her late 50s, is she 60 yet? Oh gosh, now I can't remember. She was born in 60. I think she turned 60 this year. My 60-year-old mom told me the other day she's got 2,000 friends on Facebook. Now, maybe I'm just getting too old to understand if that's a big number or not. But I'm like, are you kidding me? That's a lot. So anyway, the funny thing is, though, it's people like my 60-year-old mom who are going, oh, my son's live. Let me go see what's going on. And so I'm constantly seeing people jumping in and out of Facebook going, oh, no, never mind. I'm not watching that. It's hilarious. Like nobody sticks around on Facebook to watch me stream Arena because it's all friends like my 60-year-old mom. So I just thought you might get a kick out of that too. I find it hilarious. Which makes me like, I'm not bummed that I haven't figured out this whole gaming channel thing on Facebook so that I can stream there. I'm actually more entertained by the fact that all these people are like, oh, look, He's streaming. Oh, what is that weird game he's playing? I'm not watching that. All right, double vision is just. You know what? This might have the strangest payoff. If this guy's got doing nothing, except other than killing my creatures, I think there's a chance he can mill himself out. I mean, he's literally done nothing all game. Like, he's making me discard. He's exiling my graveyard one card at a time. He's gained some life, and he's destroying my creatures. Other than that, he's done virtually nothing. Like, what are you going to do? Attack? I'll chump block. Like, if he doesn't figure this out, it's just going to be him sitting there milling himself out, which is hilarious. Like, why? Okay, so he's actually doing something, and he actually has a creature now. Which I've just come to realize that's his only creature, is land. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, we don't see a lot of land destruction, but we could. Maybe that's what we should build. There are some pretty interesting builds out there with things like haphazard bombardment, which you got to ramp into, I feel like. Or if you are a control player and you can sit there and daddle until you get enough land out. That drives me nuts. Which is basically what this guy's done, just diddle daddle. Okay, so Banefire times 3. That'll do it. Took him long enough. I mean, that was interesting. That was very interesting. I've never been killed that way. I do appreciate losing to something that took some thought. Like, that took some thought. I can appreciate that loss. It was boring at times, for sure. So, meh. But let's see. All right. Man, I don't know if I want to keep playing that deck or not now. I need to make a petition for fiber internet out here, which I was thinking about that. That's one reason why I play in the mornings. And so I was like, oh, if I got great internet, I can find a different time to play. But actually, I really love this time spot. I'm just enjoying the whole routine now. So, okay. We're actually going to play it again. It fits our quest too well right now to not play. I still want to come up with an idea for something new and weird that actually works, at least to some degree. That this will work. This isn't great. It'll work. The deck with Underworld Dreams. So that was a fun build, and I still like to break it out and get it going. We might actually see this deck do exactly what it's supposed to do. We've got the cards. It's going to be turn 3. But by turn 3, we could hit really hard. This could be but see, we're playing against black. He's probably got early removal. If he's got early removal, he didn't use it there. Probably should have. Okay. 1, 2. Wow, we're so close to be able to do one more land, and I think we could have done. No, I need more. I think I almost had enough to do this twice, but not quite. I mean, he still may have something at instant. Yeah, I mean, he still could have an instant there. So had we not been going up against black that's sitting on early game removal, that would have. What was that graphic? I've never seen that before. That was weird. Okay, so let's go here. So the downside is by essentially countering that spell, it takes 8 to equip Colossus Hammer, and that ain't happening. Well, I have equipped it for 8 before, but that's a long game for this deck. So we really need that card to work. And when it does work, it's really, really good. Alright, Twilight Prophet. I really like Twilight Prophet. I don't like it across from me so much, but wow. Okay, I have a low curve typically, but I need more than 2 land. This is bad. We can't do anything. We're just moving on. All right. Okay, good. More land. I think we need Akiri to get some card draw going as soon as we can. Not to mention that 3/3 body's good. I feel like being out curved the way we were, I think it's too much. I don't know if I can swing this back. Yeah. I don't think we can. I think we're stuck. Because we're about to see... Yeah, he's getting really close. Oh, that's going to be lifelink. Wow. Oh, City's Blessing. So Twilight Prophet's about to start doing her thing. This is... Okay. Maybe I spoke too soon. Let me think. So this... Alright. Let's see if we can get in without being blocked first. This is where we have to start doing some thinking. Sometimes I just play so fast I don't think. Okay. So now that we know we're going to get in unblocked, let's throw down a hammer. That's nice. Do we get the card draw from Akiri? Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. Why didn't I get the card draw? What am I missing? I attacked with a equipped creature. Oh, because when I declared her as an attacker, she wasn't equipped. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I'm sorry. He can't hear me. Raziel cannot hear me, but I'm apologizing to you for being slow. All right. This isn't bad. We have card advantage. Well, mostly just because we couldn't play our spells with only 3 land, but technically we still have card advantage. We might, which tells me there's a chance we're not up against much removal right now, so I can get some cards on the field. We have to have a blocker next turn. Actually, I've got to keep 2 blockers next turn, and one of them has to be flying to survive. And even then, I think it's over. This was better as far as getting the deck to do what it wants to do. We just did it too slow with not having enough land. Yeah, this deck has to find ways to be more interactive. See, I need another land to make a warrior here to keep our board state going. I mean, at best I can draw a card by attacking. The problem is if I attack, I'm dead anyway. Unless I can get a flying warrior to block that. No, but yeah. Alright. Well, I have no choice but to take out Soren because he can deal damage directly to me. So that saves that damage. Why am I not getting the card draw? Oh, attack a player. But I couldn't attack. I would. Oh, wow. Wow. This is not working at all. Okay, that's it. That's it. I mean, it's good for quests. We got the red and the white, and we're attacking with creatures. It's definitely good for quests, but I'm going to have to move on to something stronger if we're going to get out of gold today. And it would be kind of nice to get out of gold this morning. Let's see how we're doing on these quests. I mean, attacking, I can do that with plenty of other decks. Let's just see. Did we complete the... Okay, we at least completed the white and red. Let's try something different. I really like when I got, you know, kind of the janky stuff that's actually winning. I don't know if I've played with Party on here or not. So, I think I have. I've probably played with most of my favorite decks on here. So Party is fun too. I did not think Party was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be way too hard to get going. But I've gotten it going in this particular build. So let's try it out. It probably needs a lot of tweaking. I always go too creature heavy in the beginning. And I don't remember if I've tweaked this one proportionately. Alright, 2 land isn't great, but with this hand, I think it's going to work. We got a warrior, a rogue, and a cleric all in the first hand. So, there you go. That's not bad. Flame. Okay, your name is Flame. You're playing with a Johnny. Don't come out here and play blue. That would be so crazy, so horrible. I'd be so upset. Okay, there's a plains. That makes me feel good. I know it's crazy, but it drives me nuts when people do that. Why do I care? I don't know. I don't know why I care. I think because there's like a ray of hope. It's like, oh, it's a Johnny. His name is Flame. We're not going to see blue. And then all of a sudden, there it is. Wow. Okay. So this kind of has, even though it's heavy on creatures, which is very typical of how I build, it does have built-in removal with Death Touch. So that's good. I mean, there is some other things. I mean, this is more recursion, which is at least helpful. Let's go ahead. I mean, I could save that for later, but I've got a second one, so I don't need to save it too much. Well, we're kind of stuck, so we'll keep going. Alright, what else is going on? Went to the gym last night. I'm watching Facebook people drop on and off. I'm trying to get better at social media. So, yeah, that's happening. I'm still... So, I was having this conversation recently. I used the moniker Revbandaid for my social media. Use it for my email. I've always used it. It's just something from high school that we oddly showed up that didn't go away. So I keep using this moniker. The problem is I dabble in so many things right now. Hey, what's going on? Phyrexian dog. I love... See, you guys are all... Okay, talking about social media here. You guys are all like... you've got your MTG affiliated usernames. And I go on Instagram and these places where I'm trying to get better at. And everybody is, you know, they're honed in. They've got direction. I don't function that way. I don't... and so I've got this Revbandaid moniker that I've had forever, but it means everything. Like, it's not a... because I use it for everything. I use it, you know, on Twitter. I use it on Facebook. I use it on Instagram. And it's just everything now. And so I don't want to say I'm stuck with it, but I don't want to create something new. I don't want to come up with my MTG username, or I do other things. So I've got a couple other podcasts, and I hate thinking about trying to create new usernames and new things. And yeah, well, I'm doing so. This suits me, right? But what I'm finding is I'm trying to draw the lines between all the things that I do that moniker is attached to. So if you can literally go on Google and Google Revbandaid, and my picture comes up, which is kind of funny. Um, but the thing is, like, it's not tied to just one area. So I used to have the Revbandaid Show podcast. I used to have which honestly that struggled for direction anyway. And basically that's one reason why I dropped it, because I could never figure out which direction it was going to go, and just yeah, I kind of muddled through that. So I've got a couple other podcasts that I'm working on, one of which will basically be a relaunch of that. Well, it is a relaunch of the Revbandaid show, so it's actually going to have some direction this time. But it has nothing to do with MTG, and so Revbandaid is going to be tied to so many different things once I get everything going, and it's just going to have to be what it is. Like you said, you just do what suits you. That's kind of where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Okay, I need some payoffs. I'm stuck on 2 land. This is horrible. Like, it's hilarious because I got all this board state with my 2 land. That means nothing. Like, because I got all this other stuff I can't do anything with. And this is getting intimidating. I've been able to remove like 1 creature out of all this mess. This is crazy. Wow, this is just, it's crazy. Okay, I have a 3rd land that's going to come in tapped. Okay. I know white is full of board wipes, especially in historic, way more so than standard. So there's a reason to consider not filling up my board with all my creatures, but I don't know, it just feels good to play something right now. I got no land. I almost want to attack. But why would he block? So it's pointless. I mean, yeah, there's things over there I could kill, but he's not going to block. My little 2/2s. No, 2/1s even. My little 2/1s. 3 or greater. That's hilarious. Like, the one situation where this works out. Elspeth conquers death. Gets to target nothing. That's awesome. I mean, not really awesome, because I'm still stuck on 3 lands, but that's hilarious. Alright. And now I've got... This is silly. I think I'm going to call it. Wow. Alright, let's run that deck one more time. It's a fun deck. It's janky, but it's got some wins behind it. So, although I'm having one of those mornings where I'm starting to feel like it's going to be, even my trusted decks are just going to fall. Sometimes that just happens. Yeah, jank is the best thing, but I really love it more when the jank at least picks up a win here or there. This morning has been rough. But it's funny because like the rankings and the meta, like things will all of a sudden shift. Like I'll go like this morning, not getting much in the way of wins, right? Well then all of a sudden it's like things will break. And a deck like this will get like 4 in a row. And then I'll just be off to a good run. And next thing you know it, I'm climbing the ladder. Like I said, I mean, we finished, finished in Diamond last season. That's nothing to, look down upon. It's not mythic, but it's not that bad. I mean, I've had plenty of seasons of not making Diamond either. It just kind of depends on I think that's the thing, though. A lot of times, and I'm not putting too much stock in this statement, right? So I'm not trying to downplay the people who make Mythic. But a lot of times, it's how much time you've got. It's how much time you grind. Now, it's also the kind of decks you like to play. And again, I've said this before, I am not against net decking or playing tier 1 decks. But you've got to decide what kind of player you are. Are you the competitive player that just wants to get in there and do that? But absolutely about the time. Yeah, it just is. I mean, and that's not to, it's not to downplay, you know, the skill level. I think I'm just at a place where could I put myself in that position where I study and I pay attention more and I really, you know, focus on the skill that it takes? Yes. I could absolutely hone those skills and be a solid Magic player. I just want to have fun though. I just want to have fun. And win too. Like, it's not like I come out here looking to lose, but oh, this is exactly the same one we played earlier. Did you notice that? Okay. So we might have a better deck though, because we played with, what was it we played against this with? Yeah, it's a rematch. It's so weird. I guess maybe because early in the morning there's not enough people on. I always assume that with the amount of people that play Arena, that rematches are just not a thing. But I think this is the second time recently that I've had one. Do you find rematches? Like, I just assume that there's just too many people in Arena to get normal rematches. This is crazy. And the funny thing is, I think this deck is better suited. But I also think we're kind of in the same position as we were the first time, as far as we're not getting enough mana going. You do, oh, quite often. Interesting. And I think maybe I do and just don't notice it. Because I do think I noticed one recently. And I was like, oh, is that a rematch? But I just wasn't paying enough attention. And maybe it depends on, too, if you stay in the same deck. Although this is a different deck. So, okay, do you notice that you get more rematches if you're in the same deck? Because I would think the, not the shuffler, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. The matchmaker, whatever. I would think the matchmaker, like, you would get more rematches if you are, yeah, let's draw a card. If you're in the same deck, because it's putting you certain decks together. Because I do notice, like, not as much as it used to. I think they must have worked on the algorithms, because I feel like before, wow, that card didn't come out on the last game. I feel like before, you were much more likely to be pitted against certain decks if you were playing certain decks. And that's probably still the case, but it seems like it has changed. See, I almost don't want to put a creature out because of things like that, but what's the point of just sitting here with nothing? So, let's give it a shot. Let's try. The good thing is, we've got 2 cards sitting in hand right now to take care of those double vision. Okay, is that just until the end of turn? So we won't be able to take out his... I don't have any instant speed removal, I don't think. So we came with removal, but not enough instant speed. I wish I had a way to make that bigger. So we get in with 4. We got him down to 3. I mean, we even have a card advantage, but the problem is, depending on what those cards are. Oh, no. Well, this turned out to be an easier win than the first go-around for the opponent. Well. Okay, well, after that, we'll see what else we got, I think. 7 o'clock, ish, 7:02. So I'm thinking about doing this thing where about this time every morning I start doing like promotion, whatever. Just putting myself out there. So if you've seen my bio, I've talked about this before. There's not a lot of ways to support me yet because I am really, really tiny. Don't have, I want to get this all kind of ironed out before I start pushing too much in the way of support. But that being said, if you're up this early in the morning, there's a very good chance you drink coffee. So feel free to buy it from me. There is a link in my bio. As you can tell, I'm up here every morning drinking coffee, and yeah, there's that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the coffee itself. I just don't care to spend that much time doing, like I said, ads or anything like that right now. I feel like that's not the time for it, but I do want to put it out there. So please consider buying your coffee from me. Let's play some humans. That'll be fun. Actually, this deck is fun, and this is one of those that does surprisingly well, especially when I get to use my board wipes. So, because I have indestructible legendary humans if everything works out right. So, wow, that's an odd land draw, and I'm feeling odd enough to maybe keep it. Are they going to come in tapped? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's going to work out. Let's see. Let's go here first. That's hilarious. All right. So yeah, there's that. There's coffee. There's my social media. Check out. I'm still trying to get better at Instagram, and I have a Twitter account that I don't do much with, but I'm actually lately, because I'm posting on Instagram, I'm also sending those posts to Twitter. So I'm there. Of course, Revbandaid. Oh, look at all this blue. Blah. I hate playing against blue. I hate it. Oh, that's not what I wanted you to do. Come on, card. Camball? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Console of Allocation. Yeah, if that sticks around a while, we know there's going to be some non-creature spells coming from blue. That could be nice. Well, we're going to get milled to death. Does this deck stand up very good to mill? I don't really think it does. So let's get rid of these mill cards. So I have a deck I've played. I'm pretty sure I played it on the stream before. Green, white, black. What is that? Abzan? Yeah, I played that on stream. I think so. Anyway, it is straight up graveyard, and I love playing against a mill deck with it. It's like, yes, you want to help me put cards in my graveyard? Done deal. This deck, not so much. Okay. That's the Jace from the Planeswalker deck, isn't it? Or is that the Jace from the set? I can't remember. No, that's got to be from the set, right? Do you guys recognize that one? All right. What time is it? Okay, it's still early. So I've got a follower, actually a friend. We'll just be honest. Zendikar? No, that's Amonkhet. Well, it's from Amonkhet Remastered, so it's either from Amonkhet or what was the Hour of Devastation? Is it Hour of Devastation or Amonkhet? It's from one of those two, because it's in the remastered set. Yeah, well, I think that's from the Planeswalker deck, is why it doesn't look familiar. Which, like I was saying the other day, if you're getting back into it, I liked those Planeswalker decks to get back into the game. Like, or not necessarily get back if you're just new. Now, to be honest, once you're comfortable with the game, you find out they're not great decks. But for beginners and for people getting back in, yeah, I recommend them. Oh, this is Nicol Bolas. I think this game's over. The matchups. I mean, I know it sounds like an excuse, and maybe it is. Fair enough. I might be making an excuse. But I feel like the matchups, well, okay, between the matchups and my lands, have not been in my favor this morning. Okay, Jeff is a follower and a friend. We made a deck together last night. He plays Standard and is working on trying to find something. And I'm thinking, so we worked on mono green. Relatively simple deck, but it's fun. It's going to be that same Scoots form that we're seeing so much of. But we tried to, kind of make our own variation using the wild cards he had available. So I think we're going to play that before it's over this morning. Ah, man, we're done. We're done. I mean, so this is what I hate about control, though. We're gonna end. I mean, where's the damage gonna come from? We're gonna get beat by a 1 every time. Oh, that drives me nuts. I mean, maybe something will come out here to make this more interesting, but that's what I hate so much about this. Yes, the slow death. I hate it. Mr. Beast 6000 sent you here? Why would Mr. Beast send anybody to my stream? Alright, let's see. Oh, the Mr. Beast 6000 is probably not the real Mr. Beast, is it? I don't know. What in the world do I want to get rid of? Does it matter? I don't have much recursion in this deck, so I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, reanimation. Is that the same term? Recursion and reanimation? I don't know. So what just happened? I don't know. I don't even know what's happening over here anymore. My spells are getting countered. Nothing. I can't play anything. What do we do? Okay. No. Let's just no. How about that? Flame chill. Take that. That was awful. So awful. Okay. I tell you what I wish I had, even though I don't like playing against it, and it's okay. I will say, when jank becomes something you see fairly often, I feel like it's not really jank anymore, even if it's not good. And the Shrines deck is something I immediately wanted to play. It was like, oh, that's up my alley. That's wonky, that's weird, I want to play that. But I didn't have enough wild cards to build it, and so I actually still haven't built it. But now I'm like, I've seen it too much. Like, too many people played it. Now I don't know if I want to play it. Okay, so this says Gates, and it is still a Gates deck because I want to win with Maze's End. It does not play like a typical Gates deck. But then again, you can't play like a typical Gates deck anymore because there's just too many answers for it. That's my opinion anyway. You know what? Let's run this again. We didn't get to see any of what that deck wants to do. Because everything got countered and stuff, and it just wasn't a great matchup. But that's also the thing about being in gold. Gold is such a grind, and platinum is becoming that too. Because you get so many players that you end up not knowing what to expect when it comes to matchups. It's just so hard to know what to expect right now. Okay, so this is the card that helps really make this deck. This, oh, it's still a 2-land hand. That's so hard to keep, though. We're going to keep it because we've got at least a chance of getting some of these things on the battlefield that want to do what we want to do. I'm looking over here. Is that a J? Is that Lannis or Janus? I think that's Lannis. I don't even have good eyes, so they should make their letters easier to read. We're going to go with Lannis. So, okay, are you going to be... Yep, definitely true to the avatar. We got a Knight of Even Legion out already, and let's get rid of that. Those hurt in the late game a lot. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. So I'm guessing this is probably some kind of aristocrats deck, maybe, with the white, black, and red. I don't know. I mean, Murderous Rider just kind of fits in any deck that has the right colors because he's good. He's really good. I don't know. Knight of Even Legion makes me, and Murderous Rider together make me think maybe a zombie deck. That would be fitting of our avatar. What in the world? That's an odd card to see. Okay, am I just missing what's going on over there? Alright, let's see. We have Vigilance, so we can swing and activate. Alright. Okay, this isn't too bad. Yet, who knows what's going to come out. Seeing more Planeswalkers lately. Oh no, this is the Ajani that creates Ajani's Pride Mates. Ah, I hate that stupid card. And now we have a card that makes that card. Alright. Yes, let's get this on the battlefield. I have not played with this card as much as I'd like to. I want to get that figured out. Yeah, let's force a block there. I probably should have just went ahead and swung with both of them, but I mean I don't think that would have worked out. The flyer, that's going to be hard to deal with. Ooh, or not. Okay, so we can totally remove that. Probably next turn. I want to activate that. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright. Oh, and that's an instant, isn't it? The adventure is an instant. So let's hold off on doing anything crazy. Alright, nice. Okay, so that'll get rid of the flyer. I can chump block the ones on the ground. Or even, you know, multiple blocks. We'll do the trick if we have to. Oh, goodness. So much on the board. So much to deal with. Okay. Yeah, let's let that through. The good thing is I have board wipes in this deck. I think it was yesterday I said that Historic is getting to a point where I feel like I almost need a board wipe in every deck. And I think I still kind of stand behind that, actually. That's so fun. Sacrifice 1 and get 2. All right. Let's go here. And we wait. All right, we're doing a lot of waiting right now. I'm kind of focused on this game. I feel like this might finally be the game that turns my luck around this morning. It's not been a great morning, folks. But if I can draw my board wipe, I think we're going to be in good shape. Yeah, we might as well. I mean, we basically get that back. Okay, that kind of is worth playing because it's going to increase the amount of zombies we get by increasing the power. That could work. Oh no, it has to be humans. Well, that doesn't synergize at all. All right. There is the option of going ahead and going here. Let's try that. It seems a little crazy to lose this, but I think filling up the board is not such a bad idea. So this definitely buys us time, because if he swings, I mean, we've got enough blockers to kill things. The thing is, I don't have anything to put the pressure on a Johnny yet. So I've got to kind of figure out what strategy to do there. You know what? I think that's one of his main lifelink creatures. Let's get rid of it. Yeah. And then, I mean, he still has one more, but he's going to have to... Okay. So you only get to do that once. Yeah, I'll pay the 2 life. Okay. Whenever a white creature controls, I control attack. So that's not as good. Okay, so we're keeping blockers. So that... I could just chump block next turn and send in enough to ensure that we kill a Johnny. So that would be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need at least 5. Well, I want that to gain a life. Alright. So now we should, barring anything too crazy, at least take out the Planeswalker. And then I've got at least 2, 3 chump blockers next turn. So we won't take too much damage either. Okay, good deal. Like I said, I'm kind of really into this one, thinking if I can draw my board wipe, we've got a chance. There it is. Okay. So now we just have to be strategic as to when and how we play this. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. All right. So... Aerial of Windgrace, Knight of Windgrace. I really need to make everything indestructible too. Let's buy some time. So like, We know we've got that in our pocket. So let's buy time right here. And keep going. Pretty soon, we're going to have enough zombies that by sheer numbers, it's going to be worth pushing an attack. Ooh, that card hurts. It might be time to go ahead and use the board wipe. I mean, we've got the card advantage still. Yeah. And now we're up against flying too. I can't do much about that. It's the time. Let's go ahead. Let's get through this turn. We'll use the board wipe. That will set things straight. Good game? What do you mean good game? It ain't over. All right. So the downside is if I can't get rid of that, then I can't create tokens with Elspeth because they'll just die. I can create tokens with Ariel because they won't die. Wait, are they humans? Oh, will they get... Hold on a second. They should be fine. They should be fine. We can create tokens. All right, good deal. All right, let's let that through here. Oh, so now we've got -1 twice, +1 twice. So there'll be 1/1 tokens. How is this going to work? Yes. That's hilarious. Okay. Now we swing. And we can tap target creature next turn or go ahead and create another token. Wait, what happened? Oh, it's a knight. It's not a human. Gotta have a human there. Okay, so this is interesting. The flyers are going to hurt. Outside of wiping the board again, I don't know that I've got much to deal with those. I don't want to wipe the board right now. I may not have a choice. I mean, I got to draw the board wipe first, obviously, but... Okay, so it doesn't make sense to create a token. We can tap these to tap something over there. I can always gain life later. Well, actually, I can also create more. If my cards are just going to get exiled by Ethereal Absolution anyway, let's do that. Very interesting, but I don't feel like this is going in our favor at all. Yeah. Yes, it's resolve. I like this card. If you're not familiar, it creates zombies when you play a creature. It's pretty nuts. Not to mention the fact that it's got double strike. I think I have one copy, but I play it in a few decks. Okay. Huh. I think we're done. At best, I could try to draw out another board wipe. We can tap a creature with Giant Killer. So let's go ahead and put both of those on the field. Well, shoot, I should use one of them to destroy that. That was a misplay. I needed at least... So one on the battlefield helps to... But I've got enough mana, I could have actually destroyed that and probably still played them both to have that. Alright, so we'll activate this on the next turn to make sure that can't attack. Okay, not that it matters, because the flyers are coming at us anyway, and we can't block them. Shoot, outside of drawing another board wipe, we're kind of toast. I really thought this might be the game that turns our luck around this morning. Looks like that is not going to be the case. Not going to be the case. All right. Oh. Could this be what changes our luck? Massacre Girl. Nice. Stack those triggers. Oh, I forgot that was there. Okay, so the only thing is, did that simply buy us time? Because these flyers, I don't know how to... This is crazy. I don't know how to combat that right now. Alright. So we'll exile that because we can block the Pride Mate. But if I don't come up with a solution, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have Cleansing Nova, which would allow me to destroy artifact or enchantments. But I've got to draw it, and I got to draw it quickly. And even then, I'm still stuck with the ones that are on the board. I needed to cast Massacre Girl and Cleansing Nova really close together. Probably. I don't know. It's over. It's been fun, but nothing doing here. The flyers would kill me. Death to flyers, or death from flyers? Death by flyers. Death by flyers. Oh, flyers are really strong. We were at gold 1 this morning. We started the day at gold 1. This is awful. What an unlucky day. And it happens this way. It really does. Alright, I think it's time to play. So we're going to play this mono green deck. It's actually built for standard. But, again, my friend and follower of the page and I worked on this last night. He's not been playing as long as I have. I mean, like I said, I started back in Tempest block. Actually, I think I may have started before that because I remember it being released, but I wasn't playing much. Like, I was just getting started, and then Tempest block was released. That's when I really got started. So that was whatever year that was, late 90s. And haven't played consistently since then. So I quit playing for a long time, but I always, stayed close to the game. So anyway, been playing forever. My friend has not. I introduced the game to him maybe 2 years ago, give or take. And he's been off and on since then. So he wanted to build this mono green for the current standard. It wasn't bad. but we needed to tweak it, and so I got with him last night, and we tweaked it based on, you know, what he wanted to do, what his wild cards were, that sort of thing. So it's a little janky maybe, but I mean, Scoot Swarm is a thing, so we're kind of doing some things that are out there, but we also wanted to give our own flavor to it. So haven't seen that in a long time. Okay. We have to deal with that. I think, even though Scoot Swarm is what we want, I think we're going to go here. So now the question is, do we take the 7? I think we do. I think we take the 7 if he attacks. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, that hurt. That was going to give our little Scoot Swarm mob. Oh, I misplayed that. Shoot, I don't play enough landfall. You're supposed to play the Scoot Swarm before the land. Yeah, that was a complete and utter misplay. Shoot. Alright, well. And the thing is, if he removes it, we get no value from it, from that misplay. It does not look like it's going to get removed, though. Not yet. Yeah, that could have gone really bad. Okay, so unfortunately, we have to sacrifice a land here to get things going. But we're getting our triggers, and we need our triggers. So now we got our chump blockers. Excuse me, we don't have enough mana to do anything else this turn other than crack this, which, you know what? We're going to do that. So the food token, it honestly really is just here for some life gain. Because when we were tweaking this deck, what I discovered was we're banking so much on creating our mob that we need time. What is this? Must be blocked by each creature able to do so? No way! That's a wicked card. That's gonna probably... So that's gonna kill Scoot Swarm for sure. I don't see that sticking around. Hopefully we draw another one before too long. Wow. Anyway, so I decided to get this deck to stabilize the way it needs to. That, wow, that really hurts. We need some life gain, and so that's kind of why we went there. Okay, which one is going to stand up better? I think it's going to be Rampaging Brontodon. And I'm not going to... If he removes that, I need a blocker or I'm dead. Okay, we survived. Let's hold off on this in case we need the landfall. I mean, having lands helps Rampaging Brontodon, yes, but the landfall might be better later. Okay, so we forced a block. That's nice. Oh, did we finally get our... Oh my goodness, our luck finally changed playing... Oh my goodness. That's awesome. There you go, Jeff. We played it and it changed our luck. That's cool. That's pretty exciting. I say we play it again. I mean, truth be told, we did intend to build that deck to be more competitive than janky. So, okay. And it's a standard deck too. But I mean, that's the way the luck goes. Like some of the decks I've been playing, even this morning, they've brought me wins before. It's not like they don't win, but it didn't work this morning. For different reasons. Sometimes, you know, where you're sitting on the tier, what you're playing up against. Yeah, different reasons. Meta. Okay. So yeah, we knew we wanted to build around the Scoot Swarm, and we wanted to stick with mono green just to keep it simple. Again, you know, just a fairly new player. So, and I like keeping it simple too. So I mean, that's not a knock or anything, but I really like mono green too. I mean, I really like my mono green elves. So anyway, we wanted to keep mono green. We wanted to build around Scoot Swarm, and it felt to me like life game was going to be important to stick around to build anything. So that's a common theme here. All right. I think we're going to have to go ahead and play the rolling regrowth if we don't draw a land. If we draw a land, we can cast Elder Gargaroth. Drukut? No? Oh. Wow, dragons? Okay. So the downside to dragons is we're on the ground, but I think we still have a chance. I think because we're going to be able to get Gargaroth out, that's going to give us a chance. And then if I can get the Great Henge out. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to get a heavy dose of dragons. Oh. So here's the thing. I feel like while every deck has its bad matchups, I feel like the dragons is one of those that doesn't have enough bad matchups. Like, feels like a really strong deck to me. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously a board wipe would settle things here, but when you're talking creature-based decks, which is what I do play a lot of, they don't play well against dragons. This is super strong. Marshmallow Pie. Love that name. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is it. All right, let's go. Send your dragons. All right, I don't know what's going on. Are we gonna get a win from a timer or what? No, he's still there. What is going on? Maybe he's not there. Okay, he's there. No blocks. Okay. Let's go here. So I can block one dragon? I still die to the other? Um, maybe not. Maybe not. I can gain 3 life here. Well, yeah. That felt competitive for a moment. uh, Dragons. There's a reason why I like to play dragons. Okay. I'm pushing my time. I typically want to jump off around 7:45. I want to run that deck one more time. It's probably okay. We got a win, and that felt good. Good luck. Well, appreciate it. Jesse Elderd. Am I butchering your name? That's what streaming does. We get on here and we butcher names. usually just usernames of my opponents. So appreciate you. Yukino. See, I like to butcher names of my opponents. Yukino. All right. Let's keep this and play it. Okay, this is definitely the last game, though. Only person to ever pronounce it right, actually. Nice. So I do have a win today. Pronounced Jesse's name right. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out, Jesse. And those few others. You know, being a new streamer, you have to be okay with the fact that you don't have many followers yet. And I'm okay with that. Because it's going to, you know, it's the reality of starting somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. I've heard it said recently, and honestly, probably said more because I've started repeating it. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly. Why do I say that? Because if you wait until you can do it well, you might wait forever and never do it. So, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. You got to start somewhere. Take that. There's your insight from the local streamer. And frankly, I feel like I've done a lot of things poorly lately, so I'm going to take that as a good thing. So I think we're coming up against a mono green that is probably going to outmatch us. If for nothing else, because it's built for historic. That's what happens. Been awake all night. Awesome. I hope your auto shop does really well. That seems like a good business to be in. So probably a better business than streaming. I make absolutely $0 right now. So, well, at streaming, I do have a day job, but which I'm going to have to get to here shortly. No, that does seem like a good. I keep telling people, college is overrated. Go learn how to do something with your hands, and you will make money hand over fist right now because there's not enough people willing to do things with their hands. So I hope you are in good shape. Oh, a YouTube channel around, that'd be a great idea. So, let's see. Yeah. No, you're welcome. Hey, how'd you find me on Facebook? Because lately I feel like I've just been getting like people on my friends list because I don't have my gamer channel going yet. I'm just on my personal profile. That might be a lot for you to type. So feel free to message me or something later if you want. All right. If we have enough time to play this before we die, by playing Renata first. Oh, we don't have Scoot Swarm. So the idea is to have Scoot Swarm on the board. Not Scoot Swarm. Yeah, that's his name. I keep getting that and Scoot Mob mixed up. Okay. If you have Scoot Swarm on the board and then Renata and then Ashaya, like it just really windfalls into a bunch of 2/2s instead of 1/1s. It's neat. It's not perfect. It's standard. And we're not playing in standard right now, so... Resource paper online nowadays. Don't waste the money on school. Interesting. So I showed up when you did a filter. That's good to know. But I completely agree with you on the resources thing. Wasn't much up. See, I knew I was smart doing this first thing in the morning. Get on when nobody else is streaming. Oh, that's fun. So, yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's the time to do things with your hands. College is overrated. I mean, I have a college degree, and I feel far more excited about the things that I'm learning to do that don't require a degree. Things like podcasting and streaming. So, yeah. Wow, this is not a fun situation. We've got to block the 5/5. The 5/4 I could... You know what? I can block. It's not ideal. I like having that on the board, but we're just in that spot where we got to do what we got to do. Oh my goodness, the land. I've got such good cards that I can't play. Yeah, we can't block enough next turn. I mean, we can block just enough to die the turn after. Yep, can't block enough. What do I do? Actually, I'm a teacher. Oddly enough, I'm the teacher who tells kids don't go to college. Not really. I don't tell them that straight. I do sometimes. Actually, I may not tell kids don't go to college, but I do tell them, hey, if you don't want to go to college, don't worry. You're probably better off. But I don't necessarily talk them out of it. But actually, this is my first year teaching, and I teach online, so I get to sit at home and teach from home, and so it gives me more time to figure out how I'm going to stream and hopefully turn a hobby into a career one day. I'd much rather be streaming and podcasting and doing things like this. That would be so much better, but yeah, so I'm a first year teacher, figuring it out. I've done everything else in the world. I mean, I've done it all. I've done food service. I was in the military, retail. Yeah. Well, so I technically teach everything because I teach for a virtual school, and we are pre-K through 12th grade. And so I have students in almost every grade level, but they have online curriculum. So I don't do all of the instruction for those students. I mostly guide them through their online curriculum. So, yep, do it all, which is a little overwhelming at times, but... Okay, I'm gonna have to get off and go to my day job. So if you've been hanging out watching the stream, I greatly appreciate you. This has been my first full week. I have streamed every day this week, So you are on the ground floor of supporting me, and I appreciate that so much. In my bio, there's a little bit there. You can check that out on my Twitch bio. And thank you. Good luck to you, Jesse, and everybody else. Appreciate the chat. Like that's what makes this fun. I can play Arena anytime, and I do. I love the game, but getting on here and having folks in the chat, that's just awesome. So yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a great day, all of you.